Welcome back to the survival series. I believe this is episode 46, and I am up in the attic, which we finished last time. Um, and I have put all of the finishing details into this floor. I'm very happy with it. Um, I just finished it like a couple minutes ago. And I think it is 100% done. I don't need to ever touch up here again. Um, except for putting these armor sets in, of course. But yeah, so I went around, and this was actually very expensive. I had to use all of the red wool here at the base. All of the red wool over in my wool farm, and I also had to use I had to dye like 8 different stacks of wool that were other colors red. Just to get enough banners for all of these shells at the bottom. But I think it adds a really nice look and kind of highlights the red accent that's all across this floor. And I added some of these plants around because I did want a touch of green to some places, and I think it really adds something to the middle railing here because it felt kind of out of place before. I added this rug, right? I found a way to get the red glazed terracotta incorporated like I wanted. Um and then on top of this rug, I have one on both sides obviously because it's symmetrical. Um I added these kind of lounge chairs and then a nice little table with some candles, and the candles are really just for looks because if I remove them, the lighting is not affected at all because there's a shroom light right up there. So yeah. I also added this leaf litter on all of the rugs, which kind of makes it look like tassels on the rug. And I this is not like my own idea. I've seen this somewhere else, but I thought it would be a really cool thing to add to the rugs in here. Make them feel just more detailed instead of like random red glazed terracotta blocks in the ground, right? So I have these two on the corners. There's another one over there, same design. Um, and then if we come through here, this area that juts out also has a couple of rugs, and then more planters, and then we have the sets on both sides. Now, God, I'm just so happy with this floor. I love it. I was having trouble with figuring out how to light up these little two block corridors because it's like it was gonna look bad if I put a lantern up in one of these sections because it's not centered. So that's when I came up with the idea for the bookshelves. Um, and I was just like, oh, I'll leave one out and put a lantern there, and I think it works really well. Because you don't really notice it as you're running by. And even when you do, it's like it looks pretty nice. And it lights up these two little sections really well. So I'm glad I did that, and I filled in all of the 2 block gaps with these different bookshelves, but not everyone has a lamp, and some of them don't even have any bookshelf missing. Um, just thought it would be a nice detail, and it's a really nice way to fill up those 2 block gaps that I was kind of confused on what to do with. So yeah, this is completely done. It's really weird, honestly, to have this be fully done up here, but yeah. I don't really feel like I need to have more lights hanging down from here, because I have the lanterns there. Everywhere is pretty well lit up. The only ones I had to put up were these because I didn't really think a lantern would fit on this beam. I thought it would look weird. So yeah, I also did that there. But I am really happy with this upstairs area, and I think it'll look even cooler when we get all of the sets in. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this granite section. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. Um, because it's granite, so it's like different. So I'll just leave it there with none of the sets. Eventually these will be netherite, and I think it'll fit a lot better with the darker theme up here. even though it's not brown, it's more of a like black gray. I think it'll fit a lot better. And down here, I actually used the same design for lights. I extended the end rod because, you know, I'm not going to be bumping my head on this. But I managed to get some cyan into this floor, like I had wanted earlier, but was not able to do a couple episodes ago, like maybe number 44, 43, probably. But yeah, the the reason I have all these dark oak logs in my inventory is because these are all from the overflow storage I made a couple of episodes ago. And yeah, so now the dark oak overflow is empty because I used so many stacks of dark oak logs on that upper floor. Like all of the empty space you saw in this chest, that was just from that one floor. I'm actually shocked it was that expensive, but I guess I did have a lot of logs all over the place. And then I needed more planks a lot. But this episode, we are going to be working on detailing this middle floor because I'm just working down at this point. Yeah, so the only idea I have at the moment is, I didn't press E or F, so I don't know why I went into my inventory and then switched my offhand out. That was weird. Anyways, my main idea right now for kind of detailing this middle floor is to add some birch and make like a sort of gradient between the sandstone and birch. And maybe a third block, but I don't really know a third block that kind of fits with those, so I think I'm just gonna keep it with the birch, probably. After that, I'm gonna kind of have to think on some things, because I really don't have a plan for this middle floor. It was like, I knew I wanted to do something with armor sets, so I was like, oh, I can just make the top floor that. But now I don't know what to do with this bottom area, because, that's originally where I was gonna put armor set stuff, if you've been watching for a while. I have a lot of spruce logs. One thing I do want to do is actually replace these sandstone columns. Just because I don't know if they really fit that well as sandstone. And I actually made it. If it's stripped spruce logs, they'll fit really well with this bottom portion. And I made it so that they center really nicely on this middle log. And I think, looking at that, I'm probably going to cover that up with something dark oak, like maybe just 2 dark oak trapdoors there, and that'll look better. But yeah. So I'm just gonna replace these columns, and then I think, actually, I'm probably just gonna jump into a time lapse here and get the birch gradient all done. So yeah, let's get into that. Alright. Unfortunately, I forgot I hadn't done the second column here. So yeah, I cut off the time lapse before I finished it, but it's the same thing as the one I did over there, so it doesn't really matter. Um, I encased the staircase just because I felt like it really didn't fit out in the open like that, and I think this gives it more structure, which I think is good. It also allows me to fill in these corners without it looking weird, because it's hidden on the outside. So that will be nice. Oh shoot, I was going to replace these after the time lapse because I didn't want to forget to do. Okay. Don't know why that took so many tries. Museum interior. Decorate museum interior exterior. That's roughly what it was. It doesn't really matter because I've already had those on my mind for quite a while now. See, the problem is that was the easy part that we just did. Texturing everything up, and it's probably not done. Over here's done, but I think back in the area where I started on that side, I didn't add very many of these like kind of gap blocks, which I think just makes it look better if you're going for a sort of gradual change between the blocks, so I probably need to add those at some point. But I'll just do that on my own time. Because it doesn't look horrible as of right now. I have been thinking a little bit. Maybe I could use this floor as, like, a painting slash art exhibit. Well, painting is art, but, you know, like, a sort of art exhibit, even though, you know, there's not really, any paintings in the game that I'm like, I need to put this up. I need this in my world. But that's really all I can think of. Um, I don't know what would go here. I think this is going to be a much more open floor than the one up there. And I think that'll be actually nice because I can put a lot of plants around because they're not going to be blocking anything because I have no idea what to put on this floor. So, yeah. One of the tougher things to figure out will be lighting because if I put these lanterns up top, which I'm thinking I want to move these, um, so that they're spaced one apart from the column, because it looks a little weird, as they're touching right now. But anyways, yeah, I'm guessing I'll just make it a sort of painting, or pot gallery, because you do have these, like, decorated pots, so I'm thinking maybe I just... How do I smash? Okay. So I'm thinking I just decorate a bunch of pots with these pottery sherds. um, and I place some around, and I also get some paintings on some of the bigger walls. And I guess that will work. I hear there's also a, Steve painting coming into the game from the Minecraft movie, so that'll be funny. I don't know when I'll update, but maybe, you know, maybe at some point I'll put, Jack Black on my wall, so. Um, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna just get to, oh wait, I never fixed that pillar. But I'm gonna kind of figure out what I want to do with this floor. I may do some more rugs. I don't know. Um, I feel like the rug idea may be overused if I keep doing it, so I don't really want to do it, but this jungle wood floor is also kind of very plain, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll just work things out real quick. All right. I have actually done way more work than I meant to. Um, so I figured I had better record before I do any more because I just kind of got carried away with decorating things. I spent a while looking for more shroom lights and end rods, so I could make more of those hanging lamps. And then I just, after I built those, I just kept kind of going. And so now, it's pretty decorated in here. I definitely don't think it's done because I want to add some more planters around like I did upstairs. But I I actually really like what's going on here. So I originally wanted to just add in a carpet but have it look different from up there. So I had this. And then um it kind of looks similar to like if you go into an art museum and you see there'll sometimes be different like sections where then they have these podiums with maybe stuff like pottery or sculptures on them, and then they're all kind of laid out on this special um floor that's kind of different looking from the rest of the floor, and it like separates it out. And so that's kind of what I was going for here. And then I have these lamps which I think they look very nice, and I'm sure um things similar have been done before, but I'm pretty proud of it because I didn't like look up a lamp design or anything, which sometimes I've done. I haven't done much with this building, but in the past I have. Because that chandelier I actually figured out on my own. I did look up chandeliers, but they all ended up being like glass pane chandeliers, so I just kind of winged that one, to be honest. Um, there were some cool glass pane chandelier designs though, but obviously that doesn't really fit with the style I have going on. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty proud of these lamps. I really like the light blue glazed terracotta as the lampshade, and even though it's light blue, it actually fits very well with the cyan. And so we've just got a couple of these platforms around, and I'll probably be putting like pots up here later. On the walls to clear up some or to fill up some of this empty space, I have paintings around, and I just put these up like right before I started recording. I'm not sure how I feel about them. Um, it's the only way I can think of getting light back here because if I take this down, it's kind of dark back here. Uh, really at night. This window in the day keeps it lit up, but at night it gets pretty dark in this corner without that in rod. Um, the only problem I have with it is that obviously it looks like an LED light, like like something you might find in a building nowadays, and I don't know how I feel about that because it just looks like a cylinder, like glass LED light. I don't know if I'm describing it very well, but hopefully you know what I'm thinking of. And I don't want it to look like that, so because obviously that's not really right for the style. But I don't know. I'll leave it. I'll sleep on it. If I find some other way to light up that back corner, then I'll definitely do something different. But for now, it's probably gonna stay that way. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like all that's left to do on this floor is put up some plants. Like, I don't know what else I would put up with the paintings and everything now. And I already kind of have the stained glass windows, which is like, you know, part of the art idea. And I made those a while ago. I'm glad I came up with that idea when I first built the outside of the museum, because um, it's like it just ties into what I made the rest of the floor, I guess. But oh yeah, I think I put my cauldrons in the iron chest. Yep. And I don't know if you noticed, but I smelted a lot of iron in between episodes. Like a lot. That's why all the blast furnaces were out here during the time lapse. Um I think I took all of the raw iron that I had in here, which was quite a bit. It was like 3 blocks. Now I'm fully out of raw iron. I, I can only imagine how long it would take to smelt all of this down. I don't think I'll ever need to touch that. Like, I already have so much copper, and I don't use it enough. I need some sort of use for copper. Um, Otherwise it's never going away. Cauldrons and leaves. I'm probably, instead of the mangrove leaves like I did upstairs, I think I'm gonna go with azalea. Because it matches the outside of the museum, and we're on the same level as the outside. So I think it's just best to do that. And so yeah, I'm probably just gonna put them around these windows, most likely. And I think that adds some nice color to the floor. Wonder if they work here. I don't love them there. There's already so much detailing on this wall with like the table and the lanterns and then this. I'm probably just gonna leave that. But yeah, these flat, barren areas, probably gonna put plants on. Oh yeah, I can put... I want to make sure it doesn't get too cramped. But honestly, with this, it's like, it's pretty easy to run through everything. With how high the ceiling is, even when it gets like really close to your sides, I feel like it's not that cramped, you know? I am gonna have to figure out how to light up back here, because at night this will get very dark. I may just put lanterns in these windows. Like that. And then we can do a little bit of that. Yeah, there's not really much to put back here. The idea for me, the reason I left it clear back here is because, I mean, I really think the windows are supposed to be the main thing back here. And they're already kind of getting attention taken away from them with these columns. Here, I need to stop putting the flowering ones on the same level. I think this column here is already kind of taking attention away from some of the windows that I just want to leave it empty back there as much as possible. But I don't know. I don't want to like add too much because then it'll feel cluttered. I feel like it's honestly maybe not perfect, but pretty good at this point. I'm gonna need more cauldrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll need 4 more. Just I'll take half of that out of there. I need 9 more, why not? Oh, and that's actually perfect. That makes, yeah, that perfectly separates out into 12 blocks. Nice. Okay. Honestly, I did not expect to be done so quickly with this floor, but I think we really are done. I don't know what else I would really do in terms of decoration. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I may add some stuff later, depending on how I'm feeling. Maybe I come up with a good idea. Oh yeah, I might add, I'm probably going to add birch shelves to these middle bits here, because, they used to be chiseled sandstone, or cut sandstone, like this. And that gave it, like, a little bit of difference from the texture on all the sides of it, and it, like, I feel like it gave it some needed weight on that center block, because obviously, logically, you'd think this would be bearing some weight. So, since there's no, like, cut birch planks, I'm probably gonna add shelves to those middle blocks. That's about it that I have missed. Let me put these back, and we can get to putting out some of our actual museum exhibits. I wouldn't really call these pots an exhibit, but hey. We'll start with this one. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I don't have enough pots. I can make individual pots, I guess. I could make a flow pot. Or, yeah, here, let's do just one with two sides. See how that looks. We can put that right here. There we go. So yeah, as I get these sherds over time, I'll put them up, across all these pedestals, and I feel like there's probably some rare, like, not rare, but like rarer shards that I don't have, and so, you know, if there's cooler ones that I ever get, I guess, maybe I'll replace all the generic ones that I have, because it's a lot of what I have is just the this fire one, this also fire one, the heart, the fishing rod. I have a lot of the same, so it's just, yeah. Well, I think that's it. Um, we're good to go on that. I don't see what else I can really. I'll take the cauldron. Yeah, I may. Um, I was gonna say I may put some armor and equipment around just to get rid of some of the trash I have in these shulker boxes. Like, maybe I put a bow or crossbow up on display, but I'll have to figure out how to do that first, because there's not really a place to put things into item frames. Guess I could put them on the small walls, but I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it would fit. Well, um, this is a pretty short episode, all things considered, but I don't want to start on the basement until next time, just so it's all one cohesive thing. So, yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. Pretty quick. I'm surprised, actually. So, Yeah, thanks for watching, and we are almost done with the museum. Um, it has been, what, 7 total episodes now? Because if, no, I guess it would only be 6. Because 41, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we've spent 6 total episodes just getting down to business on the museum. And I think we probably have at least 1 or 2 more. But after that, I don't think I'll have to worry about anything in this building ever again. It'll be fully done, which is really nice. So yeah, next time we're gonna fully fix up what's happening down here. And then we'll be fully done with the interior, and it's just exterior decoration that I'll be worrying about from then. So yeah, see you next time.